Guys, good morning. This is again Yoshi Arola, your VA coach as well as your digital marketer, and welcome back to my channel. So, ngayon po, I just wanted to read some of the comments muna na ni-receive natin sa ating mga past videos. And I'm definitely thankful and grateful sa mga sumusuporta, sa mga nagla-likes po, and sa mga shares na nakikita ko po sa ating video. And I'm hoping na talaga pong nakakatulong siya. So ito po, kasi we have received a lot of comments about yung template po natin dun sa past Google Ads tutorial natin wherein I said na you can get as much as 100,000 to 200,000 a month na kita po. And lagi ko po nakakalimutan ilagay yung link po sa video. So that's what I did po today is I put the link first para po makita nyo po. So yung mga nagtatanong po at nag-ask for that, nandun po siya. Been busy lang po kasi since Thanksgiving and Black Friday, Cyber Monday is very big sa US. Katulad po ng sinabi ko sa isa kong video before. And yun po yung reason kung bakit super busy po talaga tayo ng buong linggo. Pero yes, thank you so much kay LJ Susarno Vlogs. Bagong subscriber daw siya and aspiring Google Ads manager. So yes, sana po makatuloy yung mga video natin. Meron din po akong batchmate, si Montalvo Music Vibe from my coach, Google Ads coach, Coach Ian Bailio. And kay Cherry Yan, kay Beck Peña Florida, as well as kay 3445. Ang gaganda ng pangalan niyo. Kay Rickman, kay Fabio, and kay Joseph, as well as kay PPC Tips, and kay Mushvita TV 31, and syempre si Brian Virtuals. So yun, thank you po. I really appreciate yung mga comments nyo po. Yung mga comments nyo pong ganito, this is what's driving me to really generate and create more videos like this. Kasi po, ako po ay isang dakilang VA lang din naman po. Hindi naman po tayo yung mayaman sa trabaho natin to. Pero we can definitely share what we know. Kasi po, madami naman pong tao na gusto rin po talagang umangat ng konti yung kanilang living lifestyle, yung at least mabili mo po yung mga gusto mo and all. And having said that po, I know din po na madami pa rin po talaga sa atin yung nahihirapan na kumuha ng client, yung nahihirapan po to really, land what you call premium clients po kahit na nag-aaral naman po kayo ng Google Ads. So, yun po yung i-discuss natin today kasi po gusto ko rin po talagang makatulong sa inyo. And gagawin lang po natin yung video na to na freestyle as possible kasi po I don't have much to teach you about Google Ads anymore. Ang hindi ko na lang po ata natuturo is yung Google Tag Manager. Hindi po kasi talaga ako ganun ka proficient with that. I normally ask assistance po sa mga students po na co-students ko po kay coach or sa mga kakilala ko po. So, minsan yung mga clients ko, they already have the tag manager set up. So, kailangan po kasi yung mga firing, etc. I'll create a video once I'm able to. Tapos, pakita ko po sa inyo. But for now, I'm not gonna be able to do so kasi lahat ng video po na meron ako is actual clients. Pero ako, kung po pala si Shiel Rola, so just wanted to share lang kasi ako po ay hindi nakagraduate ng 4-year course or degree sa college. In fact po, nag-aral po ako, I only got into college for like 1 sem, yung first semester ng first year. Tapos, wala na po kasi kaming pantusto. So, after first sem, nag-semestral break, nagpunta po ako ng Manila and para magpahinga sana, maghanap ng kung anong pwede kong gawin. And yun po, I got hired sa BPO, sa call center po at around 17 years of age. Naalala ko pa yon kasi shoutout lang po sa aking, sa nag-interview sa akin, si Miss Hannah from Ascend Asia. So 17 years old lang po ako. I don't have much of like a foundation when it comes to paano ba talaga mag-work dito sa Manila. In fact, hindi rin po ganun kagaling sa English. If there's one thing na siguro redeeming factor ko that time po is that maarte po ako magsalita. So, ini-imitate ko po si Chris Aquino sa pag-i-English. Pero ginagawa ko po yung Taglish pa. So, way back 2008, nung nagpunta po ako ng mall, sinamahan ko lang yung kuya ko para po para po mag-apply siya. Yung kuya ko po kasi talaga yung naghahanap ng work. Ako po, para naghahanap ako ng opportunity kung ano yung pwede kong pasukin para makapag-aral. Hindi po para mag-work, para makatulong sa family. And during this job fair sa Mega Mall, nag-apply yung kuya ko. Then nakita ko tong booth. It's Ascend Asia. Call center po siya. Nagbibigay po sila. Dati po kasi 2008, puro pa outbound yung mga call center. Wala pa tayo masyadong inbound, wala pang emails. Puro po outbound. Parang sa real estate ngayon, cold calling. So, napadaan ako dun sa booth. Tapos, tinawag ako ni Miss Hannah. Sabi niya, apply ka dito. Sabi ko, hindi na po ako marunong mag-English. Pero tinataglish ko na siya noon. So, tuwan-tuwa siya kasi way back 2008, ang konti pa po ng Becky na nagko-call center. So, patok pa po yung mga boses babae, yung mukha ng lalaki, tapos boses babae sa phone. And that time po, natsyempohan na tuwan-tuwa sila sa akin. So, pinag-apply nila ako. Tapos, na-hire naman ako. Kasi sila din po yung nag-interview sa akin. So, imagine mo po yun, wala po akong foundation. Tapos, nung nagpunta po ako sa office, 21st floor ng Robinson Summit sa Makati, it was so surreal kasi first time ko makakita ng ganun kalaki and taas na building. Kasi sa Bicol po, ang pinakamataas na building na nakita ko, third floor. Kasi wala po, taga Bicol po ako and Bicol, barrio pa siya. So parang hindi po talaga kami sa CPT proper. Hindi pa ako nakakapasok ng sinihan, etc. So, and yun po, nag-call center ako doon. Mabuti naman po kasi naisip ko na ito na yung chance ko, pasukin ko na. So, pinag-aralan ko po. And I remember, nagkalagnat pa po ako during the first week kasi hindi po ako sanay na aircon po siya and ganong kalamig. So, nagkalagnat po ako na nagdideliryo pa ako. Sabi ng mama ko, kahit natutulog ako sa bahay ng umaga, nag-i-English ako kasi yun po, tinry kong i-digest lahat ng learnings para po magkaroon ng trabaho. So, ganun po siya kahirap. And, nagtatrabaho po ako noon. Meron po akong parents' consent kasi I was just 17. I'm 6 months short bago mag 18 years old. Pero I'm really so thankful to Miss Hannah kasi binigyan nila ako ng chance. Kasi kahit hindi ako ganun mag-English. And sa probinsya naman po kasi, meron po tayong tinatawag na English subjects, meron po tayong Filipino subjects. Pero most of the time po kasi, yung English subjects, sa subject nyo lang yun. After yung subject, you don't have the chance to really practice it. Kasi po, paglabas nyo, nagbibikol na po kayo nagtatagalog na, yung mga ganon. So, hirap po talaga ako. And nakakaintindi naman po kayo na maganda doon. So, siguro after 6 months, I got regularized. Doon ko po talaga naramdaman kumita and by that time ang sahod namin was like 12,000 per month and that's already big kasi 12,000 for someone na hindi nakatagtapos ng college, almost considered as high school graduate even. 12,000 is very big. Minsan may nakakasabay ako sa jeep before, nagpapataasan sila ng sahod, yung parang tuwan-tuwa sila kasi they have a take home of let's say 3,000 per cut-off. Sa akin, 6,000 to 7,000 yung cut-off ko. And I was like, hindi naman pala mahirap mag-work. Siyempre, yun yung una kong thinking. Though nagbago naman po yan. Kasi as time goes by, na-realize ko na I was just really lucky na nakapasok ako sa call center at a tender age of 17 at hindi ako masyadong dumaan sa butas ng karayam. Kasi I stayed there for 2 years. Then, nung nag-apply ako sa ibang company, ang hirap po pala ng application for call center. Good thing is that I have experience. So, nakatulong na po sa akin yon. So, making it short, nagstay po ako sa call center for 18 years. So imaginein mo, 17 plus 18, that's how long I have been working. Call center po talaga ako. And dumating yung mga points din na pag nagbabago yung president sa US, yung parang natatakot kami na mawala ng work sa Pilipinas. And yung parang, ano yung gagawin ko kung wala yung call center? Magka-construction ba ako? So doon ko na-realize na ang hirap. So this is the reason why kahit ang dami ng taong gustong pumasok sa pagiging VA, hindi nila ma-let go yung mga call center, especially yung mga call center ngayon. Kasi na-realize ko po yung yung insecurities na nararamdaman nyo po, especially if magve-venture kayo sa bagong industry. And that's understandable. Pero I would always say na if you don't try, you will never know how capable you are. So, push nyo lang po yun. Aralin nyo lahat. Then, i-push nyo. Kasi ito po, yung pagiging Google Ads Manager ko po, it's not by choice. This was forced sa akin. Punersa po siya sa akin. Kasi, on my 18th year sa call center, I got promoted as an operations manager. So, syempre, nag-TL muna ako. Then, naging OM. Then, while I was an OM, nag-aaral na po talaga ako ng parang media buying. Pero more on social media management po talaga na-aral ko. Kasi parang sabi ko, ang gara nito pa-post-post lang sila, then kumikita sila ng $1,500, etc. So parang natuwa ako doon. Pero napaka-shallow po ng aking information. And isa po sa mga hindi nakatulong is yung ang dami pong guru, ang dami po ng coaches na pwede nyong panoorin online, to the point na parang may tinuro yung isa, tapos kukontra ng isang content creator, and mas magaling magsalita yung isa. So parang lahat ng napag-aralan mo una, parang ikaw mismo, kino-question mo yun. So parang ganun po. And this is one of the pitfalls po ng online university. And yun po yung pag-uusapan natin today, kasi I wanted to really tell you na mahirap po yung Google Ads management, yung media buying, pero hindi po siya imposible. Okay? Madami sa atin yung hanggang wala pa rin clients, so I'll definitely teach you yung platforms na ginagamit ko. Kasi I'm only just 1 year in media buying, pero I'm already getting the salary and the payment that I've shown to you on my previous videos. Na depende lang po talaga sa inyo. And guys, right now, ang didiscuss ko sa inyo is not just theory, hindi lang to basic freelancing tips, but my real process. Yung process ko po talaga, kung ano yung ginagawa ko to really do outreach, kung paano po talaga ako magposisyon ng niche ko, yung mga ginagamit ko po para talaga makakuha po ako ng client. And that's what I really wanna show you. So, if you're interested, you can continue watching this video. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and comment if you are interested with getting to know more. So first is mindset. So, mindset and common mistakes. Okay. Ito po yung talagang kailangan i-fix po natin. Kasi before isipin nyo po yung tungkol sa platform, kung saan po kayo kukuha ng kliyente, kung ano po yung strategy yung ipapakita ninyo, kailangan po muna nating i-identify ano po muna ang common mistakes ng mga freelancers or aspiring Google Ads manager or media buyers. So, first mistake is they rely on skill. Coach, ano pong ibig sabihin na masyado sila nagre-rely sa skill nila? Okay. Guys, kung magaling ka sa Google Ads, it doesn't mean na you will get clients right away. Tandaan nyo po yan. Kahit po gaano kayo kagaling, hindi po kayo makakakuha ng kliyente automatically. You also need marketing, you need branding, and you need communication skills. Nasabi na po to ng coach ko before, ni Coach Ian. Sabi niya, basta alam mo yung ginagawa mo and you can communicate at least the basic way, then makakakuha ng kliyente. I actually agree with that. However, you also have to upskill your communication skills. Kasi po, yung mga kliyente po natin, i-hire ka po nila kasi alam po nila na may skills ka. Pero, if they ask you, what happened with this? What's your plan? Yung budget natin is ganito, and our budget is already way over the supposed to be budget, tapos wala pa tayo sa revenue goal na hinihingi. Paano mo po yun i-explain? May mga clients po tayo na hindi talaga nila alam ang equation, yung mathematics ng Google Ads. Ano bang meron sa Google Ads? Meron tayong cost per click, meron tayong average cost, meron tayong cost per lead, meron tayong conversion rate, meron tayong conversion value, meron tayong ROAS. Sa client po, para sa client po, jargon po yon. Ibig sabihin, scientific po para sa kanila yon. Hindi po nila yung maiintindihan. Most of the clients only think of 3 things. Okay? Ano yung current ad spend mo, yung spend mo sa ads, versus dun sa budget na meron ka? Ano yung revenue mo versus dun sa goal or revenue goal? And ano yung ROAS mo? Ano yung return on ad spend ko? 3 lang po yung metrics. And based sa mga clients na nakausap ko, yun lang po talaga ang importante sa kanila. Bakit? Kasi kung ang budget na ni-spend mo is within the ad spend budget that they have, tapos nagagamit mo or na-reach mo yung goal mo na revenue, that means whatever you're doing, whatever strategies you have, whatever skills na sinasabi mo na meron ka, ay effective. And from there on po, maniniwala po talaga sila sa'yo. Pero you need communication skills para maiparating po yun sa kanila. Kasi I have this experience wherein pinakita ko po kay client yung gumawa po ako ng parang table. Yearly table. Meron siyang month to date, every month na ad spend, every month na revenue, versus dun sa revenue goal and budget within that month. And I have a total of year to date, ito ng revenue natin, year to date, ito na ad spend natin, gaano ba tayo kalayo sa goal ninyo, mga ganun. It took me 3-4 hours to do that, pero nung meeting namin, ang tanong lang ng client is, are you at goal with the revenue? Yun lang. Pag sinabi mo hindi, then you have to back it up with proper reasoning. So, I always agree na kahit basic communications lang meron ka, basta magaling ka, okay na yan. Pero, as a media buyer, para magkaroon ka po talaga ng kliyente, you really have to know how to explain properly and communicate things clearly po. And that's the number one mistake po na meron ang current media buyers po natin. They think that having the right skill is enough. Hindi po enough na meron kang skill. Kasi yung skill po, prerequisite po yun. Ibig sabihin, yun po talaga yung kailangan nila. Hindi ka naman po nila i-hire kung wala kang skill set na yun ang hinahanap nila. So kung may skills ka, that's only halfway done. You still have communication skills you have to work on. Second mistake, they wait instead of apply. Madami akong kakilalang ganito. Madami po akong kakilalang media buyer, Google Ads manager na nag-aantay po talaga sila na mag-reach out yung client sa kanila instead of mag-apply. Guys, you have to realize yung clients, hindi po yan magic na pupunta po sa'yo. You need to have a system. And para magkaroon ka po ng system, you need to have your branding, your marketing, para po nakikita ka nila. And pag nakita ka nila, that's when they turn around and reach out to you. Yun po ang pinakakailangan natin. Hindi po porke magaling ka, lalapit na po sila sa yun. Yes, pwede yun. Kung talagang sobrang galing ka na po, yung talagang pag nagtanong sa circle ninyo, sino ba yung pinakamagaling na Google Ads? Si ganito yan. Reach out ko nga siya, ganyan. Kung ganun ka. Pero ask yourself, ilan ba sa mga taong kakilala mo o ilan ba sa mga friends mo sa Facebook, sa Instagram, yung actually naniniwala na ikaw yung the best? Sige. Kasi kahit ako, hindi po ako naniniwala na the best ako. I only think I'm capable, I'm qualified, and I can deliver, pero I never think of myself as the best. Don't wait. Mag-apply po kayo. Be proactive. Regardless if meron kang kliyente ngayon, send ka lang po ng application. Bakit? Hindi mo po kasi alam kung kailan bigla magsa-stop si client sa'yo because of any other reason possible. May kakilala po ako, they've been working together for 1 year. Pero nilet go po siya ng client kasi they hit the current market that they already have right now. Masyado nang malaki yung market nila and they can't hire people to scale para magkaroon pa sila ng extra hand sa mga leads na ibibigay ng ads mo po. Yung mga ganon. Una, trim down yung hours niya until totally stop down muna sila. So what if you're like that? Naging complacent ka. And you waited instead of applying kasi may kliyente ka naman. That's gonna be on you. Mistake number 3, and this is the last mistake, is no niche. Ano pong ibig sabihin po nito? Wala po siyang specialty. Pag sinabing Google Ads, ay kaya ko lahat. Lahat ng industry kaya ko. Guys, you have to realize na lahat ng industry, lahat ng work may specialization. Kung dentist ka, hindi lahat ng dental care pinifix mo or ginagawa mo. Minsan doon ka lang sa pediatrics, doon ka lang sa mga matatandang kasi mas magaling ka mag-handle ng mga nabubulok ng ngipin. Ganon. Kung generalist ka, mas mababa po ang offer nun kasi parang hindi mo po talaga ma-show na specialty ako ng ganito kasi mahirap yung niche na to eh. So that's why I offer $55 per hour. Yung mga ganon. Maghanap po kayo ng niche. As early as now, while you're learning Google Ads, you really have to think already. Ano ba yung niche ko? Fit ba ako sa service base? Sa lead generation? or fit ba ako for e-commerce? Saan ba ako mas magaling? Then, yun po yung i-hone nyo. Kasi kung lahat po gagawin nyo, wala namang kaso yon. Kasi that's your choice. Ang problema, you get to be everywhere. Parang jack of all trades ka, master of none. And that's going to be really, really difficult. That would cost you a lot. Kasi po ako, I didn't know what my niche is. Sinasabi ko lang na parang, ay hindi kaya ko mag-service-based na leads. Pero nung binigyan naman ako ng, pero may nag-reach out sa akin na client about travel, ay kaya ko din yan. Ang ending, wala akong experience sa travel. Though I have experience when it comes to Google Ads, hindi ko rin naman po siya nabigyan ng justice. Hindi ganun pong ganda yung mga leads na ibigay ko. Kasi again, I was applying all the technique that I had for service-based sa travel industry wherein they're two different kind of things. So maghanap po kayo ng niche. We have real estate, we have medicinal clinic or medical clinic, we have e-commerce, meron nga tayong Google Ads grant, and local lead generation, yung LSA. Yung sa ad grants po, may mga negosyo po nagbabayad po ng Google Ads Manager pa rin po dyan. Yes, you might know na parang meron tayong parang volunteer match wherein may mga ad grants na nag-hire ng parang student Google Ads Manager. For practice po yun, yes. Pero may industry po talaga tayo for Google Ads grants. In fact, when I was doing ad grants for like 4 months, nag-apply po ako sa isang company na lahat lang ng ina-assist nila is ad grant accounts. Siyempre, na-charge po nila yung client. Kasi si client, willing naman po magbayad yun. Bakit? Hindi na nila kailangan mag-budget pa for the ads eh. All they have to do is magbigay ng budget para ma-run yung ads ng mabuti. So, yun po. Yun yung mga mistakes na kailangan nating i-fix. And yung mindset, syempre. Always, always, always work on your mindset na kung gusto mo talaga tong industry, then work on it. Huwag kayo yung parang wala kasi akong choice. Kung wala ka talagang choice and talagang ito na yung napunta sa'yo, then aralin mo na kasi nandito ka na. So, yun lang naman. Second is, ano ba yung mga platforms na ginagamit ko to get clients? So, ito na po siya. Ito po yung maganda dito kasi we have a lot of platforms na ginagamit po natin or ginagamit ko po mismo. So, saan po ako nag-start? Nag-start po akong gumamit ng online jobs. Sa online jobs po, papakita ko sa inyo. Ito po yung online jobs. So, if you go to my profile, yung profile ko po talaga, meron po akong yung tinatawag nilang professional photo. Yung professional photo po, ito. Then, meron po akong strong headline. Ito po siya. Google Ads Manager, YouTube Ads Expert, SEO, and SMM. Then, meron po akong ID proof and verify po ako. So, dito pa lang, ipapakita mo na dito yung parang ano ba yung rate mo and yung profile description mo. Ito yung mga skills. And dito, meron dito mga test taken. Ano ba yung IQ mo, etc. Yung mastery mo sa English, yung mga ganun po. So yung profile ko po sa online jobs is actually helping me get invites po. Okay? And pag tinignan niyo po sa messages ko, ay hindi na po ako nag-apply dito. May mga nagre-reach out pa rin. Meron pa po akong unread message. I'm looking for Google Ads, mga ganyan. So, ito yung posting niya. buhay pa rin siya, oh. October 17, pero buhay pa rin siya. $800 per month. Pero ang baba kasi ng salary niya, 600 yung minimum. Pero dito pa lang po, i-check ka na po agad nila. And katulad nga ng sinabi ko before, if I search for Google Ads Manager, dapat ikaw po yung isa sa mga lalabas. Paano po ba yon? Check natin ha. Pag nag-check po kasi, meron po kasing tinatawag na, ito po, profile po to ni, what they call this, ni applicant. Meron din pong portal ng Online Jobs PH, si client. Si client, pag meron po silang portal, ang sinesearch po dito nila, Google Ads Manager. Then lahat ng mga tao na may Google Ads Manager na profile, lalabas po dito. Parang tayo po, pag nagsisearch tayo ng Google Ads, ito po yung mga profile na nakikita natin. Tignan mo to. $1,000 Facebook Ads Media Buyer. Part-time daw po siya. Meron tong PPC Specialist for ang taas 1,218.75. So dito po makikita natin yung mga post ni client, and the same po, may portal po sila to show us ng mga yung nakikita nila pong available Google Ads Manager. So importante po na yung profile mo, hindi lang siya nagsasabi ng Google Ads Specialist. If possible, lagyan mo siya ng, let's say, 40% ROAS, mga improvement, mga ganon. And ipapakita ko po sa inyo. Ito po yung isa sa mga website ko. Ayan. Liitan ko yung mukha ko dito kasi. Ayan. So, ito yung website ko sa system.io. Nakalagay dito, boost business by 50% with expert Google Ads. So, parang, I'm your Google Ads manager that your team needs. I help businesses boost conversion and revenue through expertly crafted Google Ads strategy. So, dito pa lang, kaya ko daw i-double yung ROI nyo, which is return of investment. So, dito, makikita mo pa lang, parang, okay. So, ano to Confidency Mima. Okay, nakalagay dito. Ito yung mga problema, struggling with high CPC and low conversion, etc. So, yung Google Ads ko po, dito pa lang, nakikita na nila agad na, okay, kaya niyo yung profile. So, I would suggest, if ikaw po yung gagawa ng iyong online account sa online jobs, ilagay mo po yan dito, kung ano po yung kaya mong gawin. Kasi po dito po talaga, kayang-kaya mo pong kaya-kaya ka pong ma-filter ni client dito. And if you will see the messages again dito sa inbox po, yan. Ito si Zulay Kitchen, nag-reach out din siya. Hindi ko na siya ni-replyan. Kasi nga po, meron akong job na available pa. Then, meron din siyang si Joshua Roach, yung ganon. I've been checking your profile, etc. So, yung mga taong to, nag-reach out sa'yo. And that's you having a job, That's because your online jobs account is optimized. Ang tawag po dito sa pangalan ng, yung ginagawa po natin dito, yung nilalagay po natin ito, optimized profile. So, sila po mismo yung magre-reach out sa'yo. Kasi po, may tinatawag po tayong keyword research sa Google Ads. So, yung mga clients po, marunong din po sila mag-keyword research. Mag-keyword lang po sila ng Google Ads Manager or YouTube Ad Expert. Then, makikita ka na po nila. So, kailangan po tong optimize. So, this is the first platform na I use, online jobs. The current work that I have as a media buyer for Google and Facebook came from online jobs. Second is Upwork. So, ito po yung Upwork ko. Pag pumunta po kayo sa profile ni Mark Jimena, or ni CL Rola, makikita nyo po dito yung aking data. Ito. So, nakalagay naman po yan dito. Nakalagay dito yung aking $20 per hour. Nandito yung aking bio. Nandito yung portfolio ko. Nandito lahat ng parang pinakita kong works. For example, kayang-kaya ko daw, ito yung social media gig ko, ito yung lead generation ko, kayang-kaya ko mag-generate ng 16 conversion in just 1 month for just one search campaign with a very low CPC, etc. Tapos ito yung ads account grant ko before. I was able to generate 330 conversion, meaning 330 na tao na gustong mag-donate sa account. And meron din syempre akong iba pang works. So, yun po. Dito pa lang po, makikita po kasi agad nila yung catalog mo. Ano yung kaya mong gawin. So, second profile ko po is yung Upwork. Third profile ko pong ginagamit is LinkedIn. So, ito po yung LinkedIn account ko. If you would notice, meron pa siya ditong turning clicks into customers, not just traffic. So, sa LinkedIn po, madami po sa akin yung nag-reach out. So, parang ganito po siya. Ito, nag-reach out siya, si Daniel Bell. Pwede niyo pong i-message. So, meron daw po silang media buyer na kailangan for their marketing agency na nag-work solar space sa UK. So, yung mga ganito po, magre-reach out po kasi sila. Sa kasi po, may mga post din po kasi dito na about Google Ads din po kasi. So, you have to just make sure that sa LinkedIn po kasi pwede sila mag-search dito ng Google Ads Manager. Tapos, itatag lang po nila people, meaning lahat ng mga tao na may ganyan. Ito po, makikita po agad nila yan. And ito, nakalagay, looking for work, si Jeanette, open to work, etc. So, tas check na po nila yan ngayon. Ano ba yung mga services niya? Ano ba itong mga projects na meron siya? Open nga tayo ng isa. Project number 5, Get Trendy. I don't think it's relevant sa kanyang niche. So, kung ako to, hindi ko siya hire. Kasi wala akong makita sa profile niya. So, ito. Sick of clicks that don't convert. May ganyan siya. Tapos may mga post siya dito. Still marketing, etc. Okay. So, ito po ang isa sa mga ginagawa po natin or mga platform po na ginagamit po natin, which is LinkedIn. There are a lot more of platforms na you can use. Actually, meron po tayong Facebook groups na pwede nyo pong pagsalihan. Then from there po, pwede po talaga kayong mag-comment, mag-fix ng mga issues, or even just mag-post ng mga wins ninyo. Kunwari, Black Friday ngayon and you got 12 or 15 ROAS, pero before nakaka 3 ROAS ka lang. I-post mo po yun, pero just don't post the company kasi bawal po yun. Then from there, people will definitely reach out kasi feeling po nila na, okay, baka ito na yung kinakailangan kong assistance or kinakailangan kong tao sa aking negosyo. So, yun lang naman po yun. So, third, aside from the platforms that I use, yung next po natin is, ano po ba yung daily workflow ko po na ginagawa para makakuha po ako ng client? So, let's discuss that. Ang ginagawa ko po kasi, para magkaroon po ako ng client is, ito po. Every morning, bago po ako mag-start ng current shift ko, which is, ang shift ko po is 10 p.m., ang ginagawa ko po is nag-check po muna ako sa Upwork ng mga new jobs, nag-check po ako sa LinkedIn and sa online jobs ng mga high quality jobs po, napasok po siya sa akin. Pero sinesendan ko po sila ng application. Ngayon, I'm happy with my current work and hindi naman po ako naghahanap ng ready agad-agad na work. Pero ang ginagawa ko po, I still send connections. Then, what I do po is, I just do basic audit sa kanila, yung mga ganun po. Or, nagtatanong po ako ng mga issues nila and try to answer as much as possible na questions na pwede kong sagutin ng mabilisan po sa kanila. Ano yung niche nila, ano yung industry, what's the reason why they want to get Google Ads. Tapos, if I can provide basic answers na hindi nila ako hire, okay lang po yun sa akin. Kasi what I wanted to do is I wanted to build connection po kay client. Bakit po kailangan ko mag-build ng connection? Kasi kapag ang tao, tinulungan mo po, they will always remember you as the best. Especially po if hindi ka nagpabayad. Lalo na po kung may client ka pa naman. Ngayon, kung wala ka po talagang client, then do everything you need para maland mo to. Pero kung may client ka naman, ang ginagawa ko po kasi is I always build connection. In fact, yung LinkedIn ko po, I do send messages, 10 to 15 messages a day. Just to really build connection, parang sasabihin ko, oh, we have common friends. I realize na your profile seems to really talk about more about real estate. Are you a realtor? Mga ganyan. Tapos nagkukantuhan lang. Hindi po ako naghahanap agad ng clients. And that's my daily routine. I spend 20 minutes of doing that. Then after that, in the afternoon, siguro pagkatapos po ng shift ko, what I do is check po ulit ako ng messages, make sure na nasasagot ko po yung mga online messages na meron. Then, make sure po na wala pa akong nami-miss out. Especially po sa group, sa Facebook groups, ang dami po nagme-message po about ang dami na may 100,000 na daw po sila na spend pero wala naman nakikitang result, etc. Yung mga ganon. So, I try to offer assistance. So, parang, I always try to get into bakit ang laki na ng spend? Was there no A-B testing that's done? Ano ba yung creatives mo? Ano ba yung parang average order value ng business mo? Ano ba yung mga etc. po. Mga bagay-bagay po na pwede po maging part ng communications nyo po together. Then, after that, in the evening, ang gagawin ko po, if you have noticed, as I do research about common questions na being asked sa Google Ads, tapos ginagawa ko po siya ng content, etc. So, me doing contents po kasi helps me really get into the groove then of what I'm doing kasi madami rin po ako nami-miss out. I'm not perfect. May ilan-ilan po talaga akong hindi ko maalala agad. And yun po yung ginagawa kong daily workflow ko po. Regardless kung may client po ako o wala, I always do reach out for connections. I answer questions as much as I can kasi po tatataka po sa kanila. And yung current client ko po ngayon, I just really wanted to share again. I mentioned this on my previous vlogs. Na-interview po ako dito June pa. I was not the one who got selected. Pero yung na-select po nila, mas madami pong badge of honor kaysa sa akin, mas madami pong experience. Pero by October, they had to let go kasi walang nangyari. And ako po yung kinuha nila. And I just wanted to share to you na our November e-commerce sales, kasi may Black Friday tayo ngayon. Normally, yung aming ROAS or return on ad spend is around 6 or 7. Mataas na po actually yon. Pero they have a goal of 10. Pero sa akin po, this November, we still have few days left. Pero we're running at 18 ROAS. So, they're happy with the choices that they made after they got me onboarded. And that's only because kahit hindi po ako nila na-hire, pag nagtatanong po sila sa akin via email, if I'm still available, if I can ask their questions, sumasagot po ako. It's not gonna take much of my time anyway. It took me like 3-4 minutes to answer their question and that's it. It built the foundation of me being reachable anytime, and ako knowing what I'm doing sa aking buhay and sa offers na ginagawa ko. So yun po, isa po yun sa mga workflows na never ko pong tinitigilan. So ano ba yung next? So the next thing that I normally do is the part 4 or step 4 is the mini audit strategy po. So ginagawa ko po to kay client ha. Just like what I said, I build connection with the people who's asking for help. I provide mini audit. Hindi naman yung super comprehensive, pero I'll just check their targeting, kung tama ba, if their Google networks are turned on, if the landing page is matching whatever is on their headline, yung mga ganun po. Yung slow speed, I do page speed test po sa website. Sine-check ko if they're using single theme keyword sa kanilang strategy, and if clear ba yung kanilang offer. So, just like what it says, I'm doing this for free sa mga nakakausap ko po. Siyempre, I don't give that much like super deep strategy. I just point out na, okay, I'm seeing your ads in the Philippines, kahit dapat supposedly ang target mo lang is Florida, yung mga ganong bagay. So, from there, you're already giving out value. You're already telling them na, okay, ang galing niya kasi naspot niya agad yung mga problemang ganito. And if you're able to do that, then this means na they will definitely believe in you. So, next is red flags and green flags. Guys, hindi dahil naghahanap kayo ng kliyente, tanggap lang kayo ng tanggap, okay? Always check the green flags and the red flags sa isang kliyente. Ano ba yung mga green flag na sa isang client? Sa isang client is they know their numbers. Okay? Alam po nila yung current numbers nila and alam po nila yung goals nila. Kasi kung hindi po nila alam yon, then that means na whatever you do, it will not matter kasi they don't even know their base numbers before you started. Second, the green flag is they communicate clearly. Ito yung mga client na either magsasend ng voice message, mag-chat sa'yo, or mag-email ng mga instructions na what they want, the do's and don'ts, the one that they don't like to show, especially sa mga promotion, sa mga branding, etc. Kasi kailangan po nag-communicate yung client show palagi para kayo po malinaw din kung ano yung gagawin nyo. Third is may budget po sila. Always remember guys ha, if the customer has budget, that's a green flag. Bakit? They can't expect you to run ads and create revenue kung wala naman kayong budget na i-spend. Kung wala kayong gagastusin, paano ka kikita? That's just the basic of math. So pag may budget sila, then go. And this is the reason why if you get hired and they would say, hindi ko kaya yung rate na ina-ask mo eh. Yung parang, pwede ka ba ng $4 per hour? Kahit na yung rate mo is like 10 or 15, eh hindi man lang nila ma-reach yung minimum rate na gusto mo. That means wala po silang budget. And mahirap po makipaglaban sa ganyan po. Bakit po? Every step of the way, they would always ask, where we at now? Ano na yung na-spend mo? Which is going to be really, really toxic. So, kung may budget sila, that's a green flag. Fourth is, they ask strategy questions. Ito, pinaka-favorite ko po to. Bakit po? Kapag ang tao or ang client nagtatanong sa'yo ng strategy, and you discuss your strategy to them, tas may mga follow-up questions sila, that means they know exactly why you are needed para mag-work yung ads. Kasi may mga strategies tayo na they might have tried already, So from there, they would be able to communicate it to you and babaguhin mo. Syempre, hindi mo na uulitin kasi mali na nga. Lalo na po kung different niches. Okay? So, isa po yung sa mga green flags for me. Yung clients ko, may nabanggit sa amin dati si coach before. Sa Google Ads daw, okay na yung konti lang naman gagawin mo and you'll talk to them once a month lang or parang ganon. So, okay lang na basic yung communication skills mo. For me po, okay siya, pero not much. For me, I always ask my clients, do you want a bi-weekly report or do you want a weekly report? Bakit po? Kasi, if we can do bi-weekly or weekly, yung part pa lang na ikaw yung nag-suggest, that already means a lot to the client. Kasi they know na you're confident. And may mga pagkakataon po kasi guys na pag nasira or pangit yung naging result, hindi ka na po mag-aantay na isang buwan to correct it. Parang ang pangit ng first week. Okay, nireport mo siya. Pwede mong sabihin na I'll monitor it for one more week. Then on my second week may call kayo ulit. Then from there you can create another strategy already. Pero kung ang client mo sabihin 1 month lang tayo magkita, for me okay lang din yun, mas maganda yun Pero I always try to offer. Ngayon pag hindi nila sabihin okay lang yung 1 month, it's fine. So this is the reason why green flag po sa akin yung tao nag-ask ng strategy sessions sa Google Ads Manager nila. So ano naman yung mga red flags ko? Mga red flags ko is yung client na gusto ng result in 3 days. Kakaloka yun. Yung wala pang tracking na set up kasi it takes a lot of time to do tracking. Again, hindi po ako marunong sa Google Tag Manager masyado. I'd say I only know 60%. Tapos yung magbibigay sila ng sobrang konting budget, $5 a day, pero they're expecting you to get 20 ROAS out of that. Nga. And unlimited task. Guys, may client ako na meron kaming creatives. Yung creatives namin siya gumagawa ng lahat for the meta. Yung ginagamit ko po. Pero Thanksgiving is a busy week, busy month. So, pinapagawa niya sa akin yung creatives na kakailanganin ko. Reasoning ni client is, since ako yung gagawa ng ads, then it will be more in line with what my vision is. So, sabi ko, okay. Pero the next week, nung may pinapagawa pa rin siya, I already said, this is not something that I'm supposed to do. I can give instructions, pero I don't have the creative juices para maging creatives nyo. That's why I did not apply to be creatives. So, red flag sa akin pag unlimited yung task na pinapabigay yun sa'yo. Now, if you are getting paid per hour and you can work as much as you like, then that's a different scenario. I'm okay with doing so because I can always get more payment. Kasi nga guys, not every client is for you. You also have to choose wisely. Regardless if wala ka pa naging client, so push ka lang ng push. No, don't do that, ha? Kasi if you do that, what will happen is you're just setting yourself up for failure. And setting up yourself for failure is never the right thing. So last na, final tips para makakuha ka ng client. Okay. Clients don't choose the best Google Ads specialist. Okay? Tandaan niyo po yan. Clients don't choose the best Google Ads specialist. They choose the best communicator. Again, clients don't choose the best Google Ads specialist. They choose the best communicator. Kasi po kung best communicator ka, it's not going to be an issue for you to show your process, show your result, and show your reliability. And you'll never run out of clients. Magkakaroon ka po ng referrals from your current clients to others. And yun lang naman po. Ako, I would say that 18 years of BPO And out of that 18, I'd say 5 years in management or supervisory level really taught me how to communicate with clients directly. You can't be a yes ma'am. Hindi ka pwedeng yes ng yes lang. Kasi guys, regardless if may skills ka, kung ang niche nila is mahirap at hindi mo explain kung bakit ito yung mga kailangan mo, then you'll never go anywhere. So, sa mga co-students ko po, I know na mahirap po yung maging best communicator. Number one hurdle po talaga yun. Pero, do something about it every day. Learn and talk to someone para masanay po kayo. Kasi, you will get clients who doesn't care na hindi ka best communicator. Pero you will not get clients like that every time. Mabuti kung yung client mo yan, that's gonna be your client for life. Wala pong tumatagal na clients. Clients come and goes. It just matter how long they will be with you. So, upskill yourself. Ako po, I always upskill myself every Saturday. I learn new stuff kasi po gusto ko pong matuto pa and makapag-offer pa ng mas madaming bagay. So anyway guys, that's all from me. I just really wanted to show you na it doesn't need a degree para magaling na Google Ads Manager. And skills is just one part of what you're supposed to offer. Kasi in the first place, skill is the number one reason why they're hiring you. So, dapat meron kanyan talaga. What you really need to work on is communication skills, your branding. And makakakuha ka po ng clients. Huwag ka pong magpatalo sa kaba, sa sinasabi ng iba na hindi ka magkakaroon ng client. It might take time, pero kapit ka lang po and you'll definitely be able to be there. Kasi if I made it, then you surely can. So yun lang naman po. If you have questions about the template, Google Ads template, I added it na sa previous video, but also added sa video po na to. So again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and message me if you have questions. And by next week, we might change to a different topic altogether. Kasi po, I don't know how much about Google Tag Manager. So, baka mag-meta ads na po tayo, email marketing, or podcast. So, since again po, ako po si CL Rola and I'm a digital marketer and VA coach. So, I handle digital marketing, not just Google Ads. So, yes, that's all from me. I hope I did not bore you of the things that I shared and mentioned. All I wanted is to really inspire you na kaya niyo po yan and you'll definitely be able to get your clients soon. Wag lang po kayong panghinaan ng loob. Aralin, 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 practicing, practicing, and practicing. And the number one thing is show up. Thank you so much again for being with me. This is again your Shiarola, your VA coach and digital marketer. Thank you and have a great weekend.